Hi friends, hope you all are safe. Today we are going to start off with a series on the topic Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. This will be useful for beginners, CSCMA, CA professionals and students. To start off with, we are going to discuss on basics of the term FEMA 1999. Don't skip this video, watch till end. Please subscribe to my channel if not subscribed and click on bell button so that my video will come as notification. This is CS Mithun Bhishanai. You are watching MIBS Gurukul YouTube channel. Welcome. FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. To begin with, let us divide topic for the discussion, basics of the term FEMA 1999 into four parts. First part is relating to history. Second part is relating to preamble of statute. Third part is relating to authority structure in statute. And fourth part is relating to structure of statute. Together we will learn. Let's see. Main crux in foreign exchange law, that is FEMA 1999, is foreign exchange. What do you mean by foreign exchange? Foreign exchange means dealing in currency of different countries. Country with highest value currency is Kuwaiti dinar. Country with lowest value currency is Irani riyal. Many organizations are dealing with foreign exchange. Why it is connected with government is because country with the highest export is having highest foreign currency reserve. Country with comparatively lower export is having lesser foreign exchange reserve. So government's main objective is to manage or balance foreign currency reserve because it is main income of the government. Due to change in economic scenario connected with cross-border trades and payment and flow of capital outside India, need was felt to control foreign exchange in India. Accordingly, at one point of time, when British was ruling India, they had thought of introducing foreign exchange control law, and that is called Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1934. Later on, when India got independence, Nehru government had replaced FERA 1934 with that of FERA 1947. FERA 1947 had lot of deficiencies in implementing. Accordingly, when Indira Gandhi government was ruling, they had replaced FERA 1947 with that of FERA 1973. Somewhere in 1980s, foreign exchange reserve of country was drastically gone down to $1.1 billion. Narasimha Rao government, through implementation of globalization and liberalization in India, permitted foreign investment into India. As a result of that, foreign exchange reserve was increased drastically at that point of time. Instead of regulating foreign exchange, managing foreign exchange is the better thing. Accordingly, Vajpayee government in the year 1999 repealed and replaced FERA 1973 with that of FEMA 1999, which came into effect from June 1st, 2000. Now let us differentiate FERA and FEMA. First difference. Main aim of FERA is to regulate foreign exchange payment and trade, whereas objective behind incorporating FEMA is to promote orderly development of foreign exchange market in India and also to increase foreign exchange trade and payment. Difference number 2. Violation of FERA attract criminal punishment. It includes imprisonment and as well as punishment. And monetary punishment will go up to 5 times of amount involved in offence. Whereas in the case of FERA, violation attracts only civil punishment. Civil punishment is nothing but it involves only payment for the damage. Difference number 3. Under FERA, if there is any violation, accused has to prove that he is innocent. Whereas in the case of FEMA, adjudicating authority has to prove that accused is guilty of mind. Difference number 4. Prior approval of RBI is required for any external trade and payment. That means if an Indian party is doing a transaction with a foreigner, then for every transaction and payment, prior approval of RBI is required. Whereas in the case of FEMA, no prior approval is required from RBI. Fifth difference. FERA being rigid law, every foreign exchange transaction is prohibited unless it is permitted. FERA is rigid as far as foreign exchange dealing is concerned. Whereas in the case of FEMA being liberal law, every foreign exchange transaction is permitted unless it is prohibited. FEMA is rigid as far as disclosure is concerned. Now let us discuss preamble of the statute. That means objective behind incorporating a statute. It says to consolidate and amend law relating to foreign exchange with the objective of facilitating foreign exchange trade and payment and orderly development of foreign exchange market in India. It has 3 parts. First part is to consolidate and amend law relating to the foreign exchange to facilitate foreign exchange trade and payment. And third one is orderly development of foreign exchange market in India. So now we are moving on to third part of topic for discussion, that is authority structure under FEMA. We have 2 authority. One is authority for administration and controlling, and that is with the Reserve Bank of India. Whereas in the case of authority for adjudication is concerned, it is with the Directorate of Enforcement. So both authorities are functioning under the jurisdiction of a Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of External Affairs. So we are moving on to last part of this video, that is a broad structure under FEMA. FEMA 1999 consisting of 49 sections divided it into 7 chapters. As per section 46 of the Act, it empowers central government to make rule. Whereas under section 47, it empowers RBI to make regulation which is in consonance with central government's rule. Now let us discuss salient features of FEMA 1999. 1. It regulates transaction between a resident and a non-resident. 2. It promotes foreign direct investment into India and provide for overseas direct investment by Indian resident. 3. Foreign exchange dealing must be made only through authorized person. Who is authorized person? That we will discuss somewhere in this video. 4. It freely permitted current account transaction subject to the condition and controls capital account transaction. It also provides for realization and repatriation of export proceeding. 6. It says about or it provides for provision for adjudication and compounding. It says about where we have to give appeal against the order of lower authority. It includes appeal before Special Director Appeals, Appellate Tribunal, Supreme Court. Now let's discuss applicability of statute, that is FEMA 1999. Applicability, we can classify it into three parts. First part, it applies to all over India. Part 2, it applies to office, branch or agencies owned and controlled by person who is resident in India. Part 3 is contravention committed outside India by person to whom act is applied. So here criteria is a person who is resident in India. So we will discuss who is person resident in India under FEMA 1999. So we are moving on to few definitions under FEMA. First definition is authorized person. As per section 2C, authorized person means it includes money changer, authorized dealer, offshore banking or any other authorized person who is authorized for time being by RBI to deal in foreign currency and foreign security. Here, authorized dealer means a person who is dealing in foreign security on behalf of person resident in India. Whereas money changer means person who is legally permitted to exchange in foreign currency. That is rupee for dollar, dollar for rupee, rupee for UK pound for rupee, etc. Money changer, we can classify it into two parts. One is a full-fledged money changer and second one is a restricted money changer. Offshore bank means bank which is set up in special economic zone under international banking license. If a bank which is set up under international law, its regulation is liberal. Offshore banking is set up mainly to finance organization in CES. Second main definition under FEMA is foreign exchange. The definition we can divide it into four parts. First part is foreign currency. What do you mean by foreign currency? Foreign currency means currency other than Indian currency. Second part means deposit, credit and balance payable in foreign currency. Third part is draft, traveler's check, letter of credit, bills of exchange drawn in Indian currency and payable in foreign currency. And fourth part is draft, traveler's check, letter of credit, bills of exchange drawn in foreign currency and payable in Indian currency. This is the definition of foreign exchange. Now let us discuss one or two cases of a foreign exchange definition with an example. Mr. A drawn traveler's check in US dollar and paid in US dollar, then it will straight away come under part A of a foreign exchange definition. Same situation if Mr. A drawn traveler's check in foreign currency, that is US dollar, and paid in rupee, then it will come under part 4 of a foreign exchange definition. Now let us discuss the concept hawala. Hawala means, as per dictionary meaning, it is trust. So hawala transaction means it is a transaction of money without physical movement. Most of the business organizations are doing alternative method of money transfer without concurrence of banking system. So person involved in hawala transaction is called hawaldar. So if a foreign currency transaction is done without authorized person and without disclosure, that is called hawala transaction. Third main definition under FEMA is a person resident in India. It is defined under section 2 subsection V of the Act. We can divide this definition into three parts. Let us discuss first part. Person resident in India means a person who is residing in India for more than 182 days in a preceding financial year. From that definition, we have to exclude two things. First one is person who is gone outside India for education or business or vocation purpose or any other purpose with an intention to stay outside India for uncertain period. Second thing that need to be excluded from main definition is person who come to India or who stays in India other than for education, business, vocation or any other purpose with an intention to stay for uncertain period. If that's the case, this has to be excluded from main definition. So these are the two things that need to be excluded. Second part of definition says that person or body corporate registered or incorporated in India will be considered as person resident in India. So third part of definition is office, branch or agency established in India, owned and controlled by person resident outside India, or office, branch or agency established outside India, owned and controlled by person resident in India. So this is the definition of a person resident in India. So now let us discuss one or two cases of person resident in India with an example. Mr. A, who had resided in India for less than 182 days in the financial year 1920. On May 2nd, 2020, he came to India for employment. So what will be the residential status? Here answer is he has not fulfilled the condition of 182 days. So he is person resident outside India. Let us now discuss second example. Messrs. ABC Limited was incorporated in UK, is controlled by XYZ Limited based in US. XYZ Limited is controlled by Mr. A being a person resident in India. So what is the status of ABC Limited and XYZ Limited? Here answer is XYZ Limited and ABC Limited are person resident in India because it will come under part 3 of the definition. Next main definition under FEMA is repatriate to India. The term repatriation means bringing back. As per section 2 subsection Y, repatriate to India means selling, holding, using of realized foreign exchange in following ways. That is, selling of realized foreign exchange to authorized person for rupee, holding of realized foreign exchange in bank account permitted by RBI, and using of realized foreign exchange for discharge of debt denominated in foreign exchange. So this is the definition of repatriation. In this video, we discuss about history of FEMA, preamble of statute, authority structure under FEMA and basic structure under FEMA 1999. Remaining topics like current account transaction, capital account transaction, provision relating to dealing in foreign exchange, etc. we will discuss in coming videos. I hope that you understood this topic. Please subscribe to my channel if not subscribed and click on bell button so that my video will come as notification. Please comment on my video and post the suggestion so that it will motivate to do more and more videos. Please share among your friends if you like this video. Be happy, be positive. Thank you.